Before modern car washes, one unusual concept involved cars driving in circles through water, designed to clean vehicles by soaking them in motion. Considering the possibility that gas masks might someday be a necessary part of their attire, these University of Detroit students were trying out masks in a practice drill on campus on June 23, 1942. A meeting of the New York chapter of the Fat Men's Club around 1930. Betty Lou Williams was born in 1932. Growing out of her body were the legs and pelvis of her underdeveloped twin sister, whose underdeveloped head inhabited the girl's body. An American soldier cradles a wounded Japanese boy and shelters him from the rain in the cockpit of an airplane during the Battle of Saipan while waiting to transport the youngster to a field hospital. It was July 1944. A cheering crowd is in the streets of Paris during the liberation. Civilians are waving at French tanks. This is in Paris in 1944. Max Factor is taking measurements of actress Marjorie Reynolds' facial features using a beauty micrometer. A street cellar is at the Eros Fountain in Piccadilly Circus, London, around the early 1900s. There's a trolley in the snow in Monroe County, New York. This was in the 1900s. Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth, United Kingdom, 1956. Central Park after a snowstorm, 1959. Sergeant F.V. Sullivan is examining a safe that some youths, Theodore MacDonald, Albert Monticello, and Henry J. Benda, tried to crack. This is one of the earliest prototypes of a head-mounted display, developed in 1968 by Ivan Sutherland and his team. It's St. Patrick's Cathedral on a snowy day in New York City in the 1970s. John F. Kennedy campaigns in rural West Virginia, looking for support for the May 10th primary. He's precariously perched on a high chair to deliver his speech in 1960. A young girl wears prosthetic legs. This happened in England between 1890 and 1910. Football helmets are tested in the early 1900s. A woman is walking with a gas-resistant pram. It's designed to protect her child from possible chemical attacks. This is in England in 1938. A circus hippo's pulling a cart, 1924. Asheville farm school boys are posing while loading straw. They're using a steam engine, and some of them are standing on a steam-driven tractor. This was in North Carolina during the 1890s. Halloween festivities in 1928. Here we have Louis Vuitton and the world's first underwater selfie in 1893. Alright, so there were camera girls in the late 1930s. The Miss Perfect Posture Contest winners at a chiropractor's convention, 1956. Imagine a hotel rooftop pool in London in 1932. Philippe Halsman, the versatile Jean Cocteau, 1949. "1920, women are mailing their last-minute gifts. Aircraft pressurization hadn't yet become mainstream during the time of Winston Churchill, so the Institute of Aviation Medicine built him his very own pressurized pod for safer flying at high altitudes. The 1940s. A Catholic woman and her Protestant husband are in graves separated by a wall representing the religious division of their era. The Netherlands. She was the winner of the Most Scary Woman in the UK award in 1883. It's a snapshot of life on the streets of New York City, capturing the energy and hustle of the city in 1954. Craniofacial injury, a French soldier with a severe wound to his mouth and cheek before plastic surgery. The photograph was taken around 1916. A 9,000 horsepower spiral turbine is being built in Germany for a power plant in Norway in 1928. The Amphicar, a four-seater floating car from the 1960s. All right, in 1870, they're talking about using bison skulls for fertilizer. It's a crowd at a boxing match, 1943. This shows more than 7,000 bags of gold and silver that the Germans looted during the war. It was stored here, inside the Merkers salt mine in Germany, and discovered on April 8, 1945. A Welsh royal guard fainted from the extreme heat. None of the others helped him, so they wouldn't break their rules. This happened in 1957. San Francisco's Chinatown before the earthquake and fire, 1896. The German motorcycle pigeon patrol was tasked with catching pigeons carrying messages and cameras in the 1930s. Motorcycle racer Roland Free lies horizontally on his bike as he breaks the world speed record on Utah's Bonneville Salt Flats on September 13, 1948. Children of a sharecropper pump water while their family gets ready to move to the Transylvania Project. This was in Louisiana in 1939. Do your bit. Skate to work. Save gas, New York City, 1940s. A farmer is working with mules. They're pulling a combine through a wheat field. This was in Walla Walla, Washington in 1941. Unemployed March, 1933. Dust-covered machinery in South Dakota, 1936. The text describes a French soldier with a craniofacial injury. He has a wounded mouth and cheek. This was before plastic surgery. The photograph was taken in 1917. Keeper of the Faith, 1854. London's first black police officer, Police Constable Norwell Roberts, on point duty near Charing Cross Station in 1968. A wooden railway bridge, part of the Northern Pacific Railway, symbolizes the engineering achievements that connected the Midwest to the Pacific Coast. Montana, 1883. Two women are seated under lamps for artificial sunbathing. It's the 1930s. Miss J. Alwyn, a car mechanic at Brooklands Racecourse in 1931. Women were originally banned from racing. However, starting in 1920, women drivers were allowed to compete in both women's and mixed races. Orchard Street on Manhattan's Lower East Side becomes a place of chaos after a heavy snowstorm. The storm left parts of the city a huge mess in 1926. A Wiltshire Thatcher in 1892 was featured on the cover for the album Led Zeppelin IV by Led Zeppelin. Body armor testing, Washington, 1923. A man is standing among towering stacks of wood at the Seattle Cedar Lumber Manufacturing Lumber Yard. It really captures the scale of the industry. This was in Seattle in 1939. American actress and singer Jeanette MacDonald with her cat Puzzums in 1932. Popcorn with Milk, 1930s. It's an Italian grocery shop in New York, 1943. A flight attendant serves snacks. It's the 1950s. Imagine 4.5 megabytes of memory, what that looked like back in 1955. The effect of syphilis before salvarsan and penicillin were available, from 1880 to 1910. A sunbather is catching some rays, showing off her curves on the beach of Coney Island in 1966. Marilyn Monroe during a ballet lesson in Hollywood, 1949. This guy became a lefty after jamming his right arm down an attacking leopard's throat to kill it. 1896. Women at the New York World's Fair, 1939. There's a tough chain maker from 1899. (1932). A four-legged nanny is giving a milk bottle, trying to stop a flood of tears from the child it's looking after. The Selective Service Lottery determines draft order for Vietnam. Capsules holding birth dates are used to prioritize draftees. This happened in Washington, D.C. in 1969. Nurses are trained to operate an incubator, a vital tool for the care of premature infants. 1939. On November 10, 1938, Maryland inventor George Stern displays his invention, a highly volatile fluid that vaporizes so rapidly that flames from the gases released will not burn. The construction of the Fourth Bridge. The bridge's foundation was an impressive feat of engineering. Huge caissons, each as big as a small ship, were sunk to the riverbed. 1,899 men worked on the bridge at its peak. The work was dangerous, with 73 men losing their lives during construction. Pasquale Pignon, a man with two heads. The second head could move its lips. Sometimes the head smiled with a beautifully outlined mouth, with a row of small snow-white teeth. There's an injured dog in an animal ambulance. The ambulance was used during World War II. Babies traveled on airplanes in the 1960s like this. A coal miner's child is going to grade school in La Junior, Harlan County, Kentucky, showing the difficulties faced by working-class families. That was in 1946. It's 1927 and we're at Aldeburgh Beach in Suffolk. The two Kashmir giants are posing with American photographer James Ricalton, showing a striking contrast in stature. 1903. Two surgeons are assisted by nurses while performing eye surgery in 1933. Miller's employees are celebrating aboard the Jane Austen riverboat, which is decked out with star-spangled bunting, probably for a 4th of July festivity. This is in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1910. A teenager at an Elvis Presley concert at the Philadelphia Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on April 6, 1957. An injured survivor of the Hindenburg smokes as he is carried to safety, May 6, 1937. A rare photo captures the total solar eclipse, as observed in Fort Worth, offering a glimpse into astronomical history. Fort Worth, Texas, 1878. The view is from the Empire State Building toward the Chrysler Building and the Queensboro Bridge in New York City. The viewpoint is low and the photo was taken in January 1932. The condemned man is on his knees, receiving last rites in 1960.